Prime Minister Justin Trudeau in Canada has yet again very recently shown just how anti-freedom and anti-democracy he actually is.
We have a robust functioning democracy, and protests, public protests, are an important part of making sure we're getting messages out there, and Canadians are getting messages out there and highlighting how they feel about various issues. But using protests to demand changes to public policy is something that I think is worrisome.
Okay. So here we have the Prime Minister of Canada saying that, yes, we have a highly functioning democracy and people's voices, the Canadian people's voices should be heard and they have the right and freedom to protest. However, if those protests are used to demand change in government policy, then no, that shouldn't be allowed. Just in that statement in and of itself, you got to wonder how this guy doesn't see the hypocrisy in his singular phrase.
I have made mention on this channel countless times on the path that Canada is taking and how worrisome it is for people like us to watch the direction that Justin Trudeau is taking Canada. Canada used to be this country with freedom, with liberty, and with human rights for all. If you were being persecuted in Africa, the country you'll be thinking to run to as a safe haven was Canada. People, especially us, the Africans, used to have Canada in high regards, thinking that Canada is a country that respects people. Canada is a country with laws that protects and prevent people from being abused by state officials or by the states. But have you guys paused and noticed the recent trend in Canada? Have you guys noticed that things are not as they used to be? Is anyone paying attention on how Canada is degenerating into an authoritarian society? How rules are being put in place to curtail people's freedom of speech and freedom of expression? You don't need to look far enough to see all these signs here and there. And for Mr. or Prime Minister Justin Trudeau to say that everyone has the right to protest, but for people to protest just to force government to do things won't be tolerated. Or it's worrying. It's a very, very bad signal, because that's exactly what leaders in Africa say. That's exactly what authoritarian leaders in Africa would say. This is how they will put it. We are a country with our rule of law. We are a country that respects one another. We are a country with cultures and traditions. We are a country with peace, liberty, and freedom for all. We are a country with human rights. People have the right to express themselves. People have the right to say whatever came to their minds. People have the right to protest if they found something not going the way they want. And that's what I will tell you. And you would think that, oh, really? So I could do all these things? But wait until you did them. Wait until you protest. Wait until that freedom of speech or freedom of expression that were promised to you is being used to critique a government official. Wait until you guys stage a mass protest in the street and then see what happens next. Just wait. Just wait. I am from Africa, so I have seen all these things firsthand. That's why I am telling you that Canada going this path is very, very bad for Canada. Because I don't know if Canadians have seen how protests are being handled in Africa. I don't know if Canadians have seen how, when people exercise their freedom of speech, how they are being treated after they've done so. Remember, you have the freedom of speech, you have the freedom of expression, but there's no guarantee of freedom after you've exercised your freedom of speech and freedom of expression. Let me say this one more time. There is freedom of speech, there is freedom of expression enshrined in the Constitution. But there is no guarantee of freedom after you must have exercised your freedom of speech and your freedom of expression. And that is the same thing I am not seeing going on in Canada. It's just a tiny little bit for them to become like Africans. It just takes one more, like something very small, for them to send in the riot police. Then it will just become totally like Africa. So Canadians must be very watchful. Canadians must start doing something. Canadians must join the renowned clinical psychologist, Dr. Jordan Peterson, to fight against all this encroachment into people's personal and private life. Canadians must not sit there watching, because if they sat there just watching, things would get too difficult for them. They might sit there watching, and when they are about to wake up or when they are about to get up, it might be too late. So they must keep an eye on things from the very beginning. And they must be able to tell Justin Trudeau, no man, you are going too far. You cannot go too far. You have to anyway. Yeah. So to you, my brothers and sisters, let us know your thoughts and opinion about this story. Is Justin Trudeau becoming more authoritarian? Is the nice-looking and charismatic Justin Trudeau a very, very unpredictable person that we all must keep an eye on? Let us know in the comment section below, because like always, we love hearing what you have to say. Please do not forget to like this video, share this video, follow our Facebook page. Most importantly, subscribe to this YouTube channel, because little deed of goodwill like the one you are doing just now helps the channel a lot, and we shall forever be grateful to you. So thank you very much for doing just that.